science fiction department.
Go forward! Go forward into space! Forward into time! Go forward! 1952, 1962, 1982! Go! Go to 1 million AD! That's far enough! Back up a little. Look! The Earth! A mass of steely cities and men! Men? No, not really men. More like blobs. Speed, more speed. I got to see Melvin. Melvin, my friend. He is one of the few active minds around today. I've got to tell him my horrible thought. Melvin, my buddy, one of the rare brains that still thinks. I've got to tell him of the calamity that might overtake us. Melvin, my pal, he will understand what I am thinking. He will sympathize with me. Ah, there's Melvin's skyscraper now. Melvin, Melvin, am I glad you're home. While I was on the Moon-Earth shuttle, a horrible thought struck me.
Jumping plutonium. It's you, Alfred.
Listen to me, Melvin. This is important. Get rid of that disposable prefabricated robot woman. I'll buy you another one later. Listen to me.
Galloping galaxies. Can it wait, Alfred?
Melvin, you're getting like all the rest. Like a kid with a toy. All pleasure. No good hard thinking.
Ah, molecules.
Follow me, Melvin, to the thought viewer. I have a very alarming idea I want to tell you about.
Suffering solar systems. What is it?
It's the end of humanity. It's the end of the world. That's what it is. Ah, the thought viewer. Let me just plug in my thought transmitter cable. There. We'll give the screen a moment to warm up. I'm scared, Melvin. I tell you, I'm scared.
What in the name of electrons is bothering you, Alfred?
It's this machinery. All this machinery. Everywhere. Everything is machinery. It's wrong, and I'll tell you why. Millions of years ago, life was comparatively simple. Take the caveman, for instance. From what I read in our history books, the first primitive caveman was much like a walking ape. His life was very uncomplicated. He never rode anywhere, as we do today. He had to walk, poor creature, on his feet. I can't understand why, but the wretched thing never had vitamin pills or dehydrated meals, just raw fruits, berries, and sometimes meat. His social life was equally simple. As I understand it, if he saw a female he might desire for a mate, there was no taking her out to a movie or some such. He simply would bash the female on the head with his fist or some convenient blunt instrument, and that would be that. There wouldn't be anything else to it. He would then drag the female off to his cave, and there she would remain as his wife. Simple, effective, American, but even then the sickness was setting in. That blunt instrument, that tool, that was man's mistake. For that tool was the first in a history of tools that man would fashion to do his work for him.
Leaping rockets. So what are you trying to prove, Alfred?
Patience, Melvin. Now, let us jump forward. Forward to the ancient year of 1952. History books tell us of the typical civilized housewife. By then, machines were just beginning to surround humanity. Push-button electric lights, electric time clocks, vacuum cleaners, air conditioning. And in the kitchen, machines mushroomed like fungus growths. automatic mixing machines, juicing machines, washing machines, toasting, baking, frying machines, drying machines. Don't you see what was happening, Melvin? Out in the street, men were beginning to ride and not walk. Automobiles, they called them. They had so many automobiles, they had no place to park them. Friends would drive over to other friends' houses in automobiles. They would go to friends' houses, and instead of talking to the friends, they would look at television machines for a few hours, and then they would ride home. Now, does that make sense, Melvin? When they got home, they would regulate the temperature of the house with a thermostat, then maybe go to bed covered by an electric blanket, and fall asleep listening to a radio clock that shut itself off and on. See it, Melvin? Don't you see what was happening?
Frizzling photons.
That's the way it was in the crude days of 1952. By 2000 AD, working man's office was a mass of buttons and switches. By 20,000 AD, it was no longer necessary for a man to leave his seat once he sat down to work. And by 100,000 AD, women were permanently fixed in a combination machine that was kitchen, living room, bedroom, bath, entertainment, etc., etc., etc. Finally, we come to today. 1 million AD. Everything is taken care of by machines. We rest on a cushioned, motor-powered couch while machines take care of our every need. We never have to move to satisfy any desire. We have machines to feed us, machines to clothe us, machines to amuse us, machines to comfort us, machines to carry us, machines to marry us. We have machines to take care of any possible problem. And look at us. Through years of disuse, our muscles have shrunk, our bodies have withered. We're just a bundle of nerves. We are blobs, I tell you. Blobs of flesh.
Jumping planetoids. Take it easy, Alfred. Your right pinky is quivering. You really are excited.
And the heart of our whole civilization is that master monster machine that holds the complex mechanism that controls our whole existence. The machine without which we would be lost. Do you know what that means? We have even developed a machine to take care of the machine, to feed it, to repair it. And without the machine, we are completely helpless. See, over there, he only has to think of an ice cream soda. The machines give it to him. Look over there. That fellow wants his back scratched. He sends a thought command into the machine. It scratches his back. Over there, that one wants one of those disposable prefabricated robot women. Ancient 1952 Hollywood style. He puts a coin into the machine and gets a robot woman. Have you noticed how less and less men are getting married and more of these robot women are being sold? Our civilization is going to pot. We lie around from day to day seeking pleasure, doing nothing, getting more and more helpless with each passing moment.
So, Alfred, what are you trying to prove?
Prove? Melvin, what if the machine that repairs the machine breaks?
Breaks? Don't be absurd, Alfred. It can never break.
Listen.
Leaping uranium.
Yes, dear reader, the machine did break.